We start every seminar with our real estate tip of the week. And today's tip of the week is which areas are the best to buy condos in Calgary.
Yeah, so this is a little mix, and this is a spin-off from our last video. And if you didn't see the video, just go on our Crew TV. It's posted on there. I think it's got 1,700 views already since 2 weeks ago, Tim. And it was all about why Calgary condos are going to go up $100,000 in the next while. We don't know exactly when, Tim, but we know already this year they're up roughly 10 to 12%. So we are heading upwards finally with condos. And we've heard and we read the comments on Facebook, on our Facebook page, that yes, a lot of people got stung with condos, Tim, because it was flat for how long?
For probably over 10 years. People bought, in the boom in 2006, they bought when all the towers were going up. If you look behind us, well, you can't really see because of the glare of the sun, but there are no construction cranes behind us. Normally, we see 10 to 15 construction cranes building new condo towers. That's all stopped. It all stopped when oil crashed in Calgary in 2015. And slowly the inventory has been being absorbed. And now we're finally seeing condo prices starting to go up a bit.
Yeah, so what we want to stress to you today in the tip of the week here is which areas, which condos, which types of buildings, and they're all different, Tim. First off, we love blue chip areas. What the blue chip area to us? It's a walkable community. We're right next to one. There's Mission, there's Lower Mount Royal. Across the river, there's Kensington, there's Bankview, that's turning around now.
Bridgeland, Inglewood.
Yeah, and Sonalta. We were just in Sonalta 5 minutes ago, and you know what? Sonalta's turning around because the C train's there, 17th Ave is right there. So one thing we have to stress, if it's walkable, if it's got cafes, we know Sonalta put in little breweries right now. Inglewood's put in little breweries. If it's walkable, going to a coffee shop or a restaurant or even shopping, then we love it.
Yeah, and there are certain areas, even in the downtown core here, where you'll find some buildings that are far away from any amenities. It's very, very hard to rent those out. So we try to steer our clients away from that. If people have to go up 25 stories to their unit, down 25 stories, and then walk 8 or 9 blocks to even get groceries at the corner grocery store, it's not going to be very desirable to tenants.
Yeah,
so we steer people away from things.
Yeah, like we bought 2 condos for clients this week. One was up in Crowfoot. Once again, you can walk to the C train, you can walk to all the shopping. And the other one was in Brayside. And what was unique about this, Tim, you could walk across the street and go to all of the shops that are across the street. So we're really looking at areas that are attached to the C train line. It could be anywhere in Calgary, but what we really love are the 4-story walk-ups. So they're either 3-story or 4-story. We don't like the huge buildings. And what we're after when we're looking for condos are good layouts and size. We would always recommend, even if it's just you living in the condo, to buy a 2-bedroom condo if possible, just because of the resale and the capital appreciation is going to be always more than 1-bedroom condo.
Yeah, and you also want to try and find them with 2 bathrooms. That's not always possible due to the size, but if they have 2 bedrooms and 2 baths, very, very desirable for tenants, very desirable for future owners. So easier to rent out and easier to sell as well. Another thing about the 4-story walk-ups is you don't have a lot of amenities within the building that your condo fees have to cover. A lot of times there's no elevators or just 2 short elevators. So servicing them is not as much as servicing like a 25-story building. There's no pool, there's no gym, there's no library, no common area. So your condo fees don't have to look after things like that. Condo fees are just looking after the exterior maintenance.
Yes, the condo fees is huge when you're looking at, and the average today, unfortunately, we have to tell you this, the average we're seeing is around the $600 mark, just because insurance went up and then heating went up as well. So you have to look at the condo fees. One other factor with condos is the reserve fund. Now, this is a huge difference maker between comparing buildings out there, is that the reserve fund has to be healthy because there is a maintenance schedule that is attached when you buy the property. That's looking after things like the roof or the elevators or the windows. So you really have to understand how healthy the reserve fund is, and if any maintenance has already taken place in that building.
Yeah, and that reserve fund, it's key to, like, as I said, future repairs down the road. If you go into buying a condo building or buying within a condo building, we always suggest that you have a condo document review done by a professional document company. They can tell you whether that reserve fund has enough capital in it to cover the future costs that will come up. If it doesn't, that's a red flag. It's going to either serve as an increase in your condo fees down the road, or special assessments, which is a one-time charge where every unit owner within the building has to chip in some money to deal with a major repair.
Yeah, and if you are buying in a bigger building, we love the older units because you get the size. And we know when you compare the older buildings to the newer buildings, the price difference on when they're selling is absolutely huge. So we know that the older buildings right now, you can get 2-bedroom units in the Sonalta Beltline area, even in Lower Mount Royal for under $250,000. We see that as tremendous value, and the only way is up on those condos.
Yeah, and another thing with the older buildings we look for is recent upgrades to the building. A lot of these older buildings in Sonalta and Connaught and the Beltline, the condo board are getting together and they're refacing the building. So it might be, you know, an older brick building or older stucco from the 60s or 70s. You know, they'll reface it with hardy board or newer brick or newer stone, give it an updated look. And that not only it increases your property value, it increases the appeal to tenants and future owners.
Yeah, we hope you liked our investment tip of the week. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you see future tips of the week.